Hello YouTube, and welcome to my tutorial on how to animate and call animations through the function on and off. What I mean by that, I'm gonna hit play here and I'm gonna show you in a minute what I mean. If you keep on this icon here, this icon is made out of two swords crossing each other. Now if I come close to this tree, where it says press and hold Q button to chop this tree, if I press the Q button, animation starts, and then as soon as the tree gets cut, animation stops, as you can see. If I click on Q button again, it will not animate anymore. If I go to the next tree here again, do the same thing, as you can see, animation starts and stops after the tree is destroyed. Okay, so let's get started. First thing you need is to, let's say, under the assets, create new folder and call it something. I'm gonna call mine YouTube. Okay, open your folder, and in the folder, either import or just drag and drop two sprites. If you don't know how to make sprites, sprites are made in either shop or GIMP. I use GIMP to make sprites, since GIMP is free, and there are tutorials out there on GIMP how to use GIMP to make sprites and stuff like that. Since I'm using free Unity free version, I cannot animate sprites in the GIMP or Photoshop and place it into the into my project. So this is my solution. This is how I came up with the solution. So as you can see, these two sprites, two swords crossing and two swords leaning on each other, that look like an A. Sorry about that. Okay, so in the hierarchy, we have to bring in the canvas, and under the canvas, or into the canvas, bring in image. Rename image something that you will like. Image, let's I'm gonna call mine image animation. Okay, you can call it hood animation or something like that, anything you like. While image clicked on, go to the add component under the image and the inspector, click on it and type in animator, and click on that animator. I'll actually bring the animator into the image. Next thing is to open up the animation. Let's see. Okay. Under the window, find animation, click on it. Make sure the your image that you brought in is clicked on, and if you're in 3D mode like I am, click on the 2D mode, and again double click on the image to bring the image to the view, so you know what, when you're changing something, so you know what's going on. Okay, under the source image, click on the circle next to it, and all sprites that you have will show, and click on any of the sprites. Okay, in this case, this is my first sprite. The next thing is to, under the animation window, add curve. Click on add curve and rename the new animation to whatever you like. Anim represents as animated state. Okay, now that we did that, let's while the image has been clicked on, make sure this red button is on. This means it's recording. Okay, while it's recording, switch sprite. So I'm gonna switch a sprite. As you can see, when I switch the sprite, keyframe just has been added to the animation. Now if I click on this red button, red line, and drag it over to 0.30, which is half a second, and then switch the animations again, a second keyframe is going to be added into the animation. Again, click on the red line and drag it to 1, that's 1 second. Again, switch the animations, and that's it for this animation. Now if I press or click play, as you can see, it's not the best animation, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good for something simple and fast. Okay, so that's good enough. Next is to go to window and bring out the animator. So find animator, click on it, and we have two states here. Any state, which we're not gonna use in this I'm not gonna use in this tutorial, but there's animated state that we called anim. Now if there's many ways you can go about this, but the way I learned is, since this is animated state, if I keep it like this, my animation will always animate whenever I start the game. So my objective is to make an empty state. So let's do that. Under the window, bring out the animation, click on the animation, and click on the image. Under the animation's name, click on it, and there's option here, create new clip. Click on that and rename the new animation, or name the new animation, which is I'm gonna call it empty. Ends up being empty state. Go back to the animated state, click on any of the keyframes, and by Control-C copy them. Go back to the empty state and paste your copied keyframes by Control-V. Delete any of the keyframes in the empty state that you don't want. And this is going to be our animated state. Now if you press play on not the animated, I'm sorry, an empty state, if you press play, as you can see, animation loops. Okay, so that's not good. We have to fix that. Okay, now in the file that you have your animations and animator, click on the empty state, and where it says loop time, check it off. Click on it so there's no check mark on it. Okay. Just to let you guys know, this video will be split in two parts, part 1A and part 1B. So if you're watching part 1A, please check out the part 1b, where the script is where I'm going to show you how to call it through the function, the animation on and off.